"You're under arrest for impersonating a federal officer," my brother announced to the whole room, even as my military badge hung around my neck. He thought he'd won. He had no idea who I really was. "You're under arrest for impersonating a federal officer," my brother David announced to the whole room. He stood there, chest puffed out, smirking like he'd just won the lottery. He was pointing directly at my chest, where my official badge hung securely around my neck. The entire restaurant went dead silent. My fiance's family froze, forks halfway to their mouths. David is a local B-cop. He has a massive inferiority complex because I left our hometown years ago and rarely talked about my work. To him, my silence meant failure. He assumed I was a loser spinning tall tales. So when I showed up to my own engagement dinner, wearing my tactical gear and badge because I had to rush straight from an active operation, David saw his moment. "Hand over the fake badge." "Little bro," David sneered, drawing his handcuffs. "Before I drag you out of here in front of your new in-laws." My future father-in-law looked at me with deep disappointment. My fiancée, Sarah, looked terrified. David grabbed my arm, slamming me against the edge of the table. Glasses shattered. The humiliation was instant, thick, and suffocating. Everyone was watching. He thought he'd won. He had no idea who I really was. "See?" David saw a badge he didn't recognize and assumed it was from a costume shop. He didn't realize that standard local police training doesn't cover specialized high-level federal credentials. I didn't resist. I just looked him dead in the eye and said, "David, call your supervisor right now. Ask him to run my badge serial number on the secure federal database." David laughed loud and obnoxious. "Oh, you want to dig your grave deeper? Fine." He pulled out his radio, switching to the main dispatch channel, deliberately keeping the volume on speaker so the entire room could hear my downfall. "Dispatch, this is Unit 212. I have a male subject in custody for displaying a fraudulent federal shield. Run a verification on serial Echo 947. The radio went quiet. 10 seconds passed. Then 30. Then a full minute. The smug grin on David's face slowly began to sour. Suddenly, the radio crackled to life, but it wasn't the regular dispatcher. It was the frantic, breathless voice of David's precinct captain.